I am Tim Garczynski. I'm parishioner of Christ King. I've been here about 17 years, raised my family here. And I want to share something that I experienced last Lent. It's called Lectio Divina. It's prayer with scriptures, based on the scriptures. And it's incredibly powerful. And in a nutshell, it's taking the time to actually concentrate and meditate on the scriptures and listen to the Holy Spirit, what the Holy Spirit is actually telling you is meant by the scriptures. And we've all experienced in college or in high school trying to memorize a history book or any book for to pass a test. But this is so much more. It's actually getting the meaning behind what the scriptures, what Jesus actually said, and taking the time plainly just to listen to the Holy Spirit. It's incredibly powerful for me. Last Lent, I focused on Matthew's gospel, and it was a gospel that I never really felt comfortable reading. And a lot of things really popped out to me that I never experienced before. Even in St. John's gospel, which I had read numerous times before, just little insights about like washing, when Christ washes Peter's feet. This really shocked me, to be blunt. Peter argues with Christ, and he's arguing that I will never allow you to wash my feet. And then Christ says, well, if you don't let me do this, you're not with me anymore. And Peter says, then wash all of me. And Christ says, you're clean. And I wondered, what did that mean? And so I took my time and actually sat there and prayed about it. And it dawned on me that Christ is saying, you're baptized. You're clean from baptism at that moment. And then he tells them that only your feet are dirty. You have a little dirt on your feet. That's our sin, that we have the great gift, the sacrament of confession. And this dawned on me that those two sacraments are just so evident in that if you take the time to really examine the Gospels and not just sit there to try to pass a test or just trying to get a volume, but looking for the quality and looking for the understanding of what's actually going on. Like Father Philip and Father Will have talked about in their homilies, taking the time for silent prayer. And that is the basis of Lectio Divina. It's taking the time to be silent and listen to the Holy Spirit. It's all about the Holy Spirit. It actually enlightened me that I always took things personally. And even in the ministries that I help with in the parish, I took things personal. And it made me realize that I was looking at it from my point of view, and I was making it about me. And it's all about the guy that's up in the tabernacle. And it's like, and people hear me say that all the time now. It's not about me, it's about him. And that came from Lectio Divina to me, taking the time to actually listen to what's being said to you. You can start slow, and you don't have to try to interpret the entire gospel of any of the four gospels, or you can use any readings, any book of the Bible, and just take your time and pray. And the important thing is this concentrate on most Bibles now, like the New American Bible, they take it and they break it up into stories. Now it's not just a whole chapter. It's concentrate on one particular story, and then you read it 2 or 3 times, and then you get those things that pop out at you, and think about those things that are popping to you, and then read it one more time and see how they're popping to you, and they will pop even deeper. And then after that, you just take your time. And it's uncomfortable when you start having silent prayer. It truly is, but you build on it and build on it, build on it. And I spend more time now in silent prayer than anything. It was uncomfortable. I absolutely can say it was uncomfortable at the beginning. And now that's my preferred method of praying now, is this listening to what the Trinity is telling me.